Right, that's all the bolts. I'm hoping the whole lot doesn't fall on the ground when I try to split it. But we'll see. All the bolts are out. I can see the light there. Crikey. Let's clean my hands and I'll be back. Right, here we have, it's a right mess in here now. I didn't think it would be as bad as this. There seems to be, well, it hasn't been run for a while, so there's a bit of oil on everything. The the bell housing's not much better now. Look at the state of that. That's the bell housing. The release bearing, that's not seized or anything, just looks rusty, probably because it never got used for a while. Don't know what that's all about there. That's just oil, grease and water now. It kind of doesn't look like the centre's gone out of the clutch, which I was hoping. I wonder if I could get the clutch off. In real time, maybe. What size spanners are they? That's 13 maybe. Let's just stop this for a minute. Well, that kind of tells me that it's the gearbox that's done for. Yeah, looks okay there. So, put it in gear. Well, that's a bit odd, isn't it? It's in gear now and it's working. So is it possible that the clutch is wrong? Now let's have a look at this. Look at that. The centre of the clutch is spinning. So Has anybody ever seen that before? Look at that. So that's where my drive's gone now. So that means the gearbox, I'm not saying it's a good gearbox, but it makes you say, well, that's where the drive went. So, and yet all the springs are in place. You can see they've had a bit of hardship, these two ones. But that centre, that's probably a cheap fucking, excuse my language, that's probably a cheap clutch, you know. But the whole drive's gone inside for some reason. I could take it apart to find out, I suppose. Could I care? But that's the story. It's kind of where I expected us to end up. But I expected to see it all busted up in here. But let's put it back on the gearbox. Don't know which way around it goes, but it doesn't matter really. So there we are, and there it is, spinning, not even turning the. It turns it a bit, alright, but not enough to. No, it's not turning it's not turning it at all, is it? So that's where the drive's gone. The shine is it's not the shaft that's turning. I'll show you what I mean. Right, we're back again. I put a mark on the end of the shaft. God, it's the lights a bit. And that's me turning the clutch. And the shaft isn't turning. All you can see is a reflection of stuff that's turning. But anyway, so that's what's wrong. The clutch is toast. So I need to get a new clutch. Flywheel. I might have to check this rear wheel. I think I will, won't I? I may have to check this rear engine oil seal as well. Just keeps giving and giving, doesn't it? Right. That's what's wrong anyway. Right, so I'm nearly ready to put this engine when it's all back together. Nearly ready to put this in. Can't put I've got the new ball joint there, which is a bit of a pig to do. I can't put the panhard rod in yet because until the weight is on the chassis, it won't come into line. It twists because of the gap, because of the, you know, there's too much room between the two. So I'll have to put the engine and gearbox in, so that'll lower it down. I can put the shock absorbers on and all at that stage. Waiting for some bushes for these anti-dive bars. You can see there's holes just there, and there's a set of bushes go on that, so I'm going to have to get some of them. Everything else is in place. I did replace the seal inside the steering box. I didn't do it on camera, unfortunately, but it was a right pain, I'll tell you. And even that's with the box off, it's quite difficult. But I've put a new seal in because there was a slight leak there. Now hopefully it'll stop it, and I won't have to get a new steering box. Other problems I had was well, one thing I will say, this ball joint on top, they do an adjustable ball joint that you can buy, but I wouldn't recommend and it's dearer obviously, I wouldn't recommend buying an adjustable one, because by the time it needs adjusting, the boot's knackered that keeps the grease in, so you can't, what's the point in adjusting it if you have to change the boot's knackered? You might as well just get a basic standard ball joint and put it on, instead of messing about with an adjustable one. And after about 2 or 3 years that rusted up, you couldn't adjust them anyway. fuel tank has gone in. I've also, these were what I was repairing on some of these. These have all been painted now, and I've stuck them pads on, and that's what's going to hold the, it's going to hold the floor up there and there. That's what holds that aluminium floor in the middle, stop it collapsing in. These get bolted to the car and stay on the car, and then when I lower it down, these will line up with these pads. There's 4 pads there, so it's all looking fairly decent. The same at this side. I've got the brake, I've got the flexible brake pipe there. It'll go from here down to this junction on this top of this axle to put on, which is that's probably going to, while I'm waiting for parts for the clutch, that's probably what I'm going to do next, is put brake pipes on, put all the brake pipes on that I can while it's I'm racing time to get it fitted up and back into the garage before the weather breaks, because I can only work outside. So that's where we are. Let's have a look at it from a distance. Looks great actually from a distance, doesn't it? It's solid. You've got to imagine it's about 7 or 8 inches higher than it should be sitting, because there's no weight on it. Once the weight goes on it, it'll come right down. The bump stops will be only 5 or 6 inches from the axles. It has all new bump stops on it as it happens. You can see the distance between them. That's a long way, but it's all got to be taken up once the engine's in and gearbox. That'll be okay. So there we are. Order some more parts. See ya. Just a quick update, I suppose. There's the vacuum unit. I give it a coat of sprayed it on of hammerite, and it don't look too bad now. There's no runs or anything. It's not perfect, but it'll look all right in the engine bay. I think looks a lot better than it did. Right, so here's the shaft. It's a remarkably long shaft out of the R380 pump. I assume that's the oil pump there at the front. Generally that's how they work. It's full of crud, but the shaft is pretty good. No major wear problems on that, I don't think. Of course, it's quite a long bell housing, I suppose. This release bearing here, that's a plastic cheapo thing, really. I don't know whether they're all the same, but you don't look like it's made to last. Took the slave cylinder off as well. I did do the seals on that. You can see there's rubber grease in there. This fella here, now this is Mickey Mouse as well, and I can see it's starting to break through just there. You can see a crack there, and that's where the ball that is on there is starting to push through. So I don't know, that was going to last a whole lot longer. Trying to get it into view a bit. You can just see there's a crack down there, and that's the ball pushing through the, there you are, pushing through. That wasn't going to last forever. And we have this yoke here, which is the ball, and this has got some major wear on it. Well, so it's not very good anyway. So I might try and get one of them and all. There you can see it. That's the piece that fits on there like that. There's some bits there come out of the bell housing, so they're parts of the clutch plate that are broke off. So I need a new fork. I need clutch kit. This piece here, if I can get it. If I can't get it, I'll reuse it, but I'd like to change that if I could, just to have it make it sure it's centering on the clutch itself. The flywheel I took off, I don't know why, but I did. Or the flywheel housing, a lot of oil in there for some reason. I actually couldn't really find the place where the oil came from, but there's the rear of the engine. So I suppose I should change the spigot bearing if I can get one, and I suppose the rear engine oil seal as well. Kind of don't like going near it. I don't know that was leaking or not. Really, it's hard to say. It looks remarkably dry around it, to be honest. But I suppose once I'm in here, it'd be mad not to change it as long as I can get one of the proper type. Unless the oil was coming out of the sump, you never know. Maybe. Don't think it could have migrated up. If it was, it would have migrated down only. So that the oil that's in here, the only reason I took the bell housing off at all was because I didn't know whether there was a plug or something, you know, for an oil gallery that could be leaking. But I haven't seen anything like that, so we're okay. And that's it really. Flywheel looks okay. All the gears, all the teeth are on it. So I'm going to write a list of bits now to see what I can get. I'm not going to get one of the cheap clutches if I can get a proper quality one. Them Mickey Mouse clutches aren't, they're not made to last. Maybe the price might change my mind. Right then, let's go.